What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and we're back with a little cheeky game of Age of Mythology. Today we're going to be watching Sorry, playing as Loki against Kavoth. Not Kavoth. Keto. Everyone has the name K. You've got Keto, you've got Chemo, you've got Kavoth, you've got Chiron. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make funnies. I'm not funny. But we will be seeing Keto playing as Nidhogg over here. I guess the K bros, the K triplets, they're trying to make a new GOAT category. You had the 3 M's, now you got the 3 myths. I mean the 3 Ks. The 3 M's, the 3 Ks. Who will be the greatest of all time when all is said and done? Maybe we should do a GOAT debate. Like a serious GOAT debate. Like, obviously, Magic thinks he's the best. Mr. thinks he's the best. Magyar probably thinks he was the best. If you go back and you actually analyze it, and you actually look at every single game that these guys played, every single big game where it matters, where it really matters, what are we even discussing? What are you talking about? See, you guys haven't even looked at the games. You can look at the stats. Magic and Mr. 50-50. Magyar, Magyar beat everyone. It's difficult. Obviously, in Retold, Mr. has won everything, so there's no competition there, but... And then you have to say, well, what about Chemo? Chemo won all the tournaments when Mr. and Magic weren't around. He got to nth level when Mr. and Magic weren't around. He then lost to Mr. So I guess Mr.'s beating him. But Chemo did beat Magic. So maybe Magic isn't the GOAT after all. You know, we're just chatting. It's nothing serious. And then what happens when Recon surpasses Mr.? Then Recon becomes the GOAT, right? When I saw Magyar game, when I came back briefly, his micro was insane. Yeah, Magyar, you can there's some things that you just, well, especially when you're playing League of Legends, but there's some things that you just will never quite comprehend until you actually feel it. Eric BR, the great Scrim Lord Master Eric BR, he felt it. He played a 10-year rusty Magyar, and he felt the Magyar micro firsthand. Not many can pull that sort of stuff off. Did Magyar try out Retold? Yes, he did. I played him. I played him twice, but his he was obviously very, very strong, but I think it was too foreign for him, I guess. And he's not going to put any time in to learn the new game. I made him retire, exactly. I'm no greatest of all time. I did beat Magic in tournament and Recon in tournament though, so I'll hold that over them for the entirety of their days. Oh. But I'm excited to watch this game. The reason why this game is interesting to me is because I think that Norse is quite powerful on Midgard, but I also think that China is going to be very, very powerful on Midgard as well. Nidhogg probably one of the lesser of the powerful gods, just because, well, Fuji's got a boosted economy early game, and Nuwa doesn't need to spend gold on a Qualfu. She can just get herself out the hero chieftain. So both Fuji and Nuwa can get a pretty crazy 430 advance time early days. So yeah, they can get going really, really fast. That's the scary part. Like you get this boosted fish economy, you can make a ton of units, you can go and put pressure onto the Loki. And, you know, for Norse is always going to be this civ, which is going to struggle until they work out how to defend. And once they work out how to defend, then they're going to have a really good game. Because, I mean, this is not my words, but the words of other top players is, you know, Norse is the best civ when you remove all of the abuse. Now, abuse is just a term for when you remove all of the strong things in the game. Norse, without removing any of Norse's strong things, Norse is the best. Never fully understood the oh wow, nice retreat there. I never fully understand the notion, but that's kind of like a common sort of thought around like the pro community. So yeah. Part of what that just means is, well, I've got to learn how to defend against all of these powerful things that my opponent can throw at me. So right now, I mean, the current map here is not going to be showing us any of the crazy stuff. But right now, like for example, Shenong has got an incredibly powerful Yatsu sort of strategy. And I don't know if there's really any way to defend it or not. As we do see one of the big fat relics here, the Fey Beast, is going to be coming in. I don't know if there's like an amazing way for the Norse to defend it, but I do know that if Norse does figure out how to defend it in whichever way, shape or form it is, then they will have a good time against the Chinese. But maybe it's not possible. But you know, I mean, even at the start, right? We had people trying to figure out how to beat, say, Wadgets as Norse. Everyone was saying they were really, really powerful for a long time. Magic comes along, plays some really powerful Norse, and all of a sudden Magic is constantly saying, you know, the Wadgets aren't that strong. Look at me, I beat them. I beat them again. I beat them again. I beat them again. And it's like, well, you know, maybe they are. Maybe they aren't that strong, but they're very strong against everyone else. So there is that perspective where maybe at the ultra top level, something isn't that powerful, but everywhere below, it's a bit of an issue. So I think that's something here to keep in the back of your mind. A lot of things, I think a lot of things do need just a little bit of time before you can say if something's broken, absolutely busted or not. But I am the first to jump to the conclusion if something is being busted if I sit down, think about it, come up with no solutions. But then again, you know, someone like Mr. might come through. He's got an incredibly, very, very, very incredible RTS brain. And he'll come through and be like, no, you just do this thing. You just do this one little thing. This one little thing here. And then I'm good. Or, you know, you just do this one little micro trick. Bam. I'm good. And it's like, I mean, knowledge gap in a way. But, you know, this game is so ridiculously deep. But we'll see. We'll see how the game continues to change and with balance patches and things and, you know, all of that stuff. We've got the Chi Wen in here. Who wins, Chi Wen or Kraken? This is an interesting fight. Mr. did say if Ra went Sphinx, Norse had a chance when snakes were unnerved. Yeah, I still think that Sphinx strat was against Norse wasn't the best. But I mean, when you say, the thing is also when you say Norse, do you mean Norse or do you mean Thor or do you mean Loki? Like clearly Odin sucks against that stuff. Like he is a real tough god to play against mass Sphinx. Clearly, without a doubt. I don't think anyone can sort of argue that. You have to play a very specific style of Odin. You have to do a lot of tricks to figure out how to beat it. But you know, you play Thor, not so hard. Or you play Loki, maybe a little bit challenging, but you can find a victory. Or you play Frey, and you know, things are difficult again. The discussion between Mr. and Rapple did give a nice look into Mr.'s mind when it comes to decision making. I didn't look at it. I wanted to watch it, but I felt like too much of a roast. I put my headset on and I was like, man, Mr. just being mean at the moment. I was kind of hoping he would give... I was kind of hoping it was just all coaching and like seeing what he's got to say. But... a good defense against Fey base. Only 2 villager kills. This is as good as it gets. Yeah, we got to buff the Fey base here. It should do damage when the villagers are in the tower. How come the strongest Norse god in lore is the weakest in game? Who's the strongest Norse? Oh, Odin. I don't know. That's a good question. Like, the more you think about this one god power, the more you go, does it really, like, can it not just be like ancestors? Does this, like, if you take a look at what comes in this god package of Fey beasts, super strong infantry, does it really need to have a poison mist as it moves? Spreading, infection, and all that other stuff? I don't know. But we do see a pretty quick Fimble Winter coming through and a pretty quick Huangdi. And to me, this is looking like Keto here. He just wants to get the super strong army and then just sort of A move. That's what it's looking like to me. If he gets all of those upgrades in, does he have some? Oops. No, he doesn't have them in just yet. He does have a handful of those Dao Swordsmen. But he's just going to be sitting behind his earth wall, grabbing another town center. This has been spied, so... Sorry, we'll see this. But in a way, like, a 20% increase to HP versus the 20% bonus that the Loki has is kind of just equalizing the playing field, no? As the Yinglong spawns in, big fat dragon with all the fun stuff. There's the Fimble Winter. How many wolves you get? How much is like you get 7 or 8 spawns on each location now? So it's still like somewhat strong. I think it's also lasting a little less long. As we do see the Leizu's I'm not sure. Leizu's Silk Kit coming through, and that's the big upgrade. What are your thoughts on Spy? I started playing Loki because of it, and I honestly think it's the best arcade god power. If you use it right, you get a very big advantage. Because you don't have to guess. You just go, oh, my opponent's doing this. Oh, my opponent's doing that. So yeah, it can be incredibly powerful. Laser doesn't affect heroes? No, it doesn't. But the majority of your... I mean, I don't... Does it affect heroes? I don't think it does. No. I don't think that matters, though. Like, the fact that it's hitting all of your human units... That's the crazy part. And there will be a Flaming Weapons here if Sorry wants to use it. But there's also... Oh, that's it. Flaming Weapon's going to be coming in. The Mumu's coming through an Earth Wall, getting dropped down. As the Yinglong here getting going by unscathed on that fight. That's just not a great engagement there by Sorry. And also, I guess all of those Chuko Nu kind of have to remember that they're basically axemen. So you're running into this, just getting shot down. So unless you've got yourself a whole bunch of Huskarl, it's just not going to work. Yeah, this composition's super hard to deal with as Norse. You need to have cavalry, which obviously a 4-setter user doesn't want to be building. The cavalry are the big answer. Maybe making Jarls here is actually the secret counter to some degree. The question is, can Sorry actually deal with this Yinglong? He's got to click onto it. That's the challenging part, I guess. But Keto already taking this town center, getting another bow layup, securing this gold mine at the top. Just don't let him get mythic. I mean, to be honest, there's something to that. I mean, these earth walls, they look scary. They look like a lot of pain to deal with, but you can take them down. It's a little bit challenging at the moment because they're tiny, but you can take them down, especially with like siege and things like that. If you get some portable rams out, easily take them down. Get some siege units like the mountain giant or the battle boar. Does he all get healed on favored land? Yeah. Yeah, this unit gets a little bit of HP. Oh, he is running straight over those Ugodi here. A nice little bit of damage there onto the Yinglong. He tries to get some damage onto the villagers. I think if he kited that, he probably actually would have, or like shoot and scoot forward, he actually probably would have killed the Yinglong. A little bit unfortunate there, as he wasn't quite paying attention, but a little bit of a berserk raid onto this side. The bow lay and everything else, too powerful over there. Now the question here is, can Sorry break through this town center and make something happen here or not? The more ballet just coming up all over the place for Keto. I mean, this is very, very similar to how Norse plays this. I mean, you've got the Norse Hill Fort costing nearly 600 resources. You've got the ballet costing 500 resources. This obviously costs a little bit less favor and doesn't need villagers to build. So it is a little bit cheaper on the surface there. Or not on the surface, but in practicality. But all of these castles just mean, well, sooner or later there's going to be a lot of these elite Tiger Cavalry to start coming through. As Yinglong does get sent packing here. Another Moo. Where'd the Moo go? That Yinglong control here, very, very powerful from Keto. And now he gets himself a Qinglong, and I'm sure he's going to be babysitting this unit as it moves forward, drops down onto those villages. Huge amounts of damage done onto them as they're trying to pull back. As the Qinglong does go down fairly instantly there, actually, against that amount of Godi. Now, let's do a quick comparison here in DPS. You've got 20 damage per second versus 7 damage per second. 20, that's a crazy amount, to be honest. Another Fimbulwinter to come through. Part of me feels like using that for flaming weapons might be a better call here at this point. As Sorry's going to be able to grab himself the town center back over here. Trying to build the town center up here. He does manage to actually complete it there. as he catches Keto with his pants down. And now Sorry has found himself what looks to be a really significant advantage. But the problem is 1,600 gold. He needs to start a trade route or push through all of these 3 ballet and grab this gold mine for himself. Or push through these 2 ballet at the top and get this gold mine for himself. Either way, he needs another gold mine very, very quickly here, or a trade route started. I'd love to see at this point, like, some Jarl. I think the Jarl would be an absolute godsend at this point in the game. As the Berserks, do they have themselves bravery? They do, so they will be able to take out the ballet very quickly, and he does manage to start sneaking in onto this position, but the ballet will be able to clean up those villages that are over there, so that will hurt Sorry quite a bit on this spot. Meanwhile, the other problem here is that with 2 machine workshops, you can get a couple of those crossbow siege weapons in and start sieging this town center down. Quaofu ended up falling here, and the other ballet will end up going down. These villages here will move over onto this gold mine, and he gets 3,500 gold here. It's not a full large gold mine. So Keto's played this well to steal as much of that gold mine as he possibly can. And there's the siege crossbow coming in. And that's going to be a couple of axe carts as well. And with this forward earth wall, he can just push in and back. Kind of nasty. Wait, is that another earth wall? Where's he clicked it? Really? That's such a weird earth wall usage, to be honest, but he's going for it. As the Yinglong, wow, he's already back up to 1,500 HP. He was down to 800 at some point. He's taking a little bit of damage there. Pulling back. As will we see Sorry he does get the markets up, so he will be able to start the trade route soon. But this is such a challenging sort of position to be in. Mid-guard, low gold income. These Berserks are just going to be losing their life. You can't be losing units at this point in the game like this, because this is where your gold income matters the most. Effectively, you win and lose the game based on how well you take fights at this point in the game. So all those walls getting broken down. 34 to 88. Did he go for a Ragnarok here? A bit of a Berserk Narok? Maybe. I mean, he's going to be... Maybe he's fine with losing the Berserks because he's going to be getting so much favor in for another Flaming Weapons. But meanwhile, pushing onto this side, I think he has to push over here. Try and grab this gold mine. There's another ballet to come through. A couple of Huskar going to be able to clean those up. Huge amount of Herso to come through as only 2 town centers currently building villages. So I think this is kind of a very specific decision from Sorry at the moment. He's charging in here now. Going after the champion Chukonu. Taking out the axe cart. Cleaning up all these villager dudes over here. The castle ballet goes down, and this ballet also will go down. There's only 1,400 gold over here as well. This is the most important one. The tower's up, and I mean, where are the units? I mean, all the red units are over on this left side. The gold mine almost expired. 37 to 73. There is, or there, I should say, there are fishing ships currently on the map there. As we're going to try and take out Chukonu on the back. Meanwhile, the Zukyu here going to get huge damage done as Keto is desperately trying to just hold on in this game. You can see both players struggling for population at the moment. There is a ton of gold in the bank, though, for Keto. The Loki army going to have to retreat. He's trying to get the units out. Now going to go into some ballista. He's starting up the trade route. It's not the best here. Only 26 gold per trip. That hurts. He needs the market on the other side, maybe. Going to this town center. But also, you have to remember, these gold mines are going to be gone soon as well. 1,300, 1,200. There's not a lot remaining there. That's the military camp going down over here. I mean, Sorry's still got to be so careful with this army. The more time he buys at the moment, the closer he can get to sort of stability in this game. But he charges forward and he's losing military left, right, and center. This town center will 100% be falling here. The fire archers, do they have burning pitch? They do. So they're now up to 6x versus buildings. 8 damage per second times 6 in the pierce. It's quite a bit. There's the Huskarl charging in, trying to take out all those heavy tiger cavalry on the back there. Meanwhile, the siege crossbow falling on that side. Huskarl going to be retreating back. Town center over here. Now going back up for Keto. Does he have a trade route started himself? He does have one. He's getting into it. He could make the Pixiu here. However you say it. Get a little bit of extra income, but it does cost him favor. There's almost going to be enough for... Well, there is enough for a flaming weapon. But there's no military units in for Sorry. So Yinglong getting pushed back. Whole bunch of those fire archers coming through. I think that Keto's doing this somewhat on purpose, just making fire archers instead of Chuko Nu. How much do these cost? Yeah, 55 gold. Actually, it's kind of close. I think maybe the Chuko Nu costs a little bit extra in terms of pop. It's kind of like 17-ish, 17.5 versus 20 something, right? Nearly 20 something. It's about the same actually. Less than 20. About the same. So I don't think there's any point in between one or the other, fire archer or anything. But fire archers do kill off all the buildings, I guess. As Keto now pushing forward to kill off this trade route is going to completely shut Sorry out of this game. A full population Keto with a huge amount of economy in the bank here has just completely found himself a insanely powerful position in this game. As one last little ditch effort from Sorry to try and break through with this Norse army. But the Yinglong is just sitting here getting huge damage on that charged ranged attack plus his normal attack of just 3 damage is quite a bit. As you see, a desperation final Fimbulwinter to get dropped down. Funnily enough, he doesn't, like half of these villages, well not half of them, some of these villages don't even get targeted down by the Fimbulwinter wolves. At this point, no gold mines, no military. I can't really see anything else here for Sorry to do. Hundon over here can sell resources for what? Not really much. The heavy axe cart coming in to start getting some damage over here. Another Fey Beast. Wait, where did he use it? Okay.
Good attack.
And that's the game. I mean, it was a good game played by Keto. I think that Sorry had his chances here. You have 4 town centers. I think he just needed to rotate up here, claim this position rather than trying to break through here, and rather than trying to break through here, grab this gold mine on this spot away from Keto, and he's probably in a good spot here. Kill off these ballet, kill off this market, place, or there probably would have been a market there, but place his own buildings down. You just have to play it a little bit slower, I think, with the Norse. You don't have to actually kill your opponent outright. You just have to kind of strangle them in a way. But a nice hold from the Shenong Keto here. GG.